Here are some infidelity stories of betrayal, mostly from Reddit. These stories are just heartbreaking to listen to. The first story, this story is just weird and crazy. Hello, my name is Alex. I'm 31 and I've been married to my wife, Evie. She's 28 for nearly 4 years. We've been together for 7. I met her on Bumble in 2017, and from the moment we matched, I was hooked. She was everything I wasn't, bright, ambitious, and full of life. I couldn't believe someone like her wanted me. Evie was always open about her bisexuality, which I fully embraced. We joked about our attraction, her to women, me to men, but it was never anything more than that. We were rock solid, or at least I thought we were. In 2023, I think is where things changed when she met Kira. At first, I was happy she had a new work friend after we moved. She'd come home talking about Kira constantly, how funny she was, how talented, how much she admired her. I even suggested Kira come over for dinner so I could meet this amazing new friend myself. The night I met Kira, I liked her. She was witty, easy to talk to, and I won't lie, a little magnetic. But looking back, I was an idiot. Kira wasn't there to be my friend. She was there for Evie. I just didn't see it. That night, after a few too many glasses of wine, the topic of threesomes came up. We laughed about it at first, but a few days later, Kira DM'd me, asking if I was serious. I was caught off guard. Then, Evie admitted she was open to it. She said she wanted to explore her attraction to women, but only in a safe way, within our marriage. She made it sound like a gift to me, like something special we'd share. I know what you guys might be thinking. I wasn't listening to my head, so I agreed. The first time was fine, but over time, it became obvious that I wasn't part of it. Kira took control. She was all over Evie, directing everything, pushing me to the side. Literally, it stopped feeling like a threesome and more like I was just there while my wife and Kira did their thing. I read the comments on my last post. Yeah, I was a cuck. There's no other way to put it. It's not Evie's fault, I guess. I blame myself and Kira. I feel sick writing this again. Then Kira started sleeping over more often. Evie asked if she could temporarily move in after her lease ended. I hesitated, but agreed because I didn't want Kira struggling. I'm not evil. I told myself it was the right thing to do. I was an idiot. Then in December, Evie told me she was pregnant. We'd been trying for years with no luck, and when she showed me the test, I cried. It felt like everything was back to normal. My wife, our baby, a real future. A few weeks later, she told me she had feelings for Kira. She swore she still loved me and that our marriage was the foundation of everything. She just wanted both of us. She said this could be something beautiful, something that worked for everyone. She even said Kira always wanted to be a mother and wanted to be a part of our family, which isn't that bad, but still a shock. I was happy, I guess, and this spoiled things. And like an idiot, I let myself believe her. I set boundaries. I told her I wouldn't be sidelined. I told her I wouldn't accept anything that made me feel like I was being pushed out of my marriage. She agreed. She apologized. She promised to work on things. And yet, Kira stayed. We went to couples therapy. Evie made an effort, but I could tell where her heart was. Kira wasn't some fling, and I had been too blind to see that from the start. Now, Kira is finally moving out. Evie has been spending every night with her, helping her pack and making sure she's okay. And I know what people are going to say. I read the comments that I let this happen. I agreed to threesomes, where I was just a spectator watching my wife and Kira all over each other while I got pushed out. I should have seen this coming when she started treating Kira like her real partner and me like an afterthought. I'm a fool for thinking they weren't already together behind my back long before this. But despite everything, I still want to believe we can fix this. Once Kira moves out, Evie will realize what we have is worth fighting for, that she'll miss falling asleep beside me, coming home to me, building this life with me. When the baby comes, everything will change, that she'll see how much I love her, how much I love our family, and she'll choose us. I know how pathetic that sounds. Give me some hope, please. But when you love someone, when you've built a life with them, when you've dreamed of a future together, You don't just walk away. I just hope she doesn't either. Regardless, Kira moved out, and things are still up in the air. Evie and I have had more conversations, some better than others. The pregnancy is real, and I'm excited to be a father. I'm trying to focus on myself, my own needs, and figuring out what I can do to make sure I'm not lost in the process. Well, in my opinion, why would you want to bring a child into this world where a man is attracted to other men and the mom is attracted to other women? Come on, really? Here is the second story. My girlfriend and I started dating in high school, 2015. We were both each other's first, and so I thought only sexual partner, which I was okay with. We both went off to separate colleges, so we began to do our long-distance relationship, seeing each other at least once a month. During the first month, 2016 of college, she was playing a drinking game with friends and ended up kissing someone else. She told me the following day. We talked about it. I was heartbroken, but after speaking to some of my friends and some of her friends, I decided to give her another chance, even though I always said, once a cheater, always a cheater. Mistakes happen. I saw a lot of people make very stupid decisions in college. Our relationship was slightly rocky from there on, doing long distance, trying to build trust again. She had some guy friends I was obviously worried about, but she always stated they were just that, friends. I was never worried about the actual one because he was the least attractive of the group, and her sister already had a thing with and slept with him in the past. Keep in mind, I had many opportunities to cheat if I wanted to. There were a dozen girls she got mad at me for being friends with because she thought I had a thing with them. None ever meant more to me than a friend. Anytime girls tried to make moves on me, I would always politely decline and get out of that situation. In 2019, I went backpacking through Europe with my brother and some friends for 6 weeks, as my brother had just graduated. During this time, she started hanging out with this girl, let's call her A, who was a bad influence, notorious for stirring the pot and cheating, according to my ex. While I was in Europe, her and A were constantly hanging out, going out, drinking, and partying. During that time, we were obviously distant due to time zones and traveling, and our relationship wasn't great. One night, they went to a bar with some of their other male friends. They then both crashed at their place. She assured me her and A were sleeping together on an air mattress. I trusted her. Fast forward 6 years, our love has developed a lot. It has become super strong. We have grown and developed as people, started our professional careers. We moved in together in 2023. We have been super happy with our life. Something triggers my brain this weekend after we are looking at engagement ring. So when we are almost home, I decide to ask her if she cheated on me with these guys, 2 names, or anyone else. She immediately denies it. We then pull into the driveway. She turns and says, I can't lie to you. I thought I would be able to take this to the grave, but I love you so much that I can't. She starts talking about a time in August 2019. She says she was drunk and they kissed. One thing led to another and they slept together. She adds later that she doesn't remember parts of the night, but she remembers after running out of the room naked, where A found her crying. She states it was just one time, which I don't believe. She doesn't recall if protection was used, as I need to know if I need to get STD tested now. Yet going back into my texts, which I rarely delete with anyone, she was able to text me everything perfectly fine that whole night, not a single spelling mistake, giving me updates on where she was throughout the night and how everyone was doing. She did not appear super drunk over text like she states. She also had the audacity to text me the morning after saying how much she misses me and she can't wait until I get back from my trip. She then went home after that night. She stated she burned all her clothes, got an STD test, and saw her gynecologist. She stated at this point she knew that she had messed up and that she only wanted me. Looking back at my text once again, I see that she remained friends with him for over 6 months after, sitting between him and A during class, still going out as a group to the bar and hanging out. During this whole time, she is making it seem like him and A were the ones who had a thing together in the past, which they did, and that she is just keeping the peace. March 2020, around COVID lockdown, she stopped talking to him and A. She unfollows him off all social media, or at least that is the last time she talks about him and the last picture she has liked on his Instagram. Maybe trying to escape the past? Fast forward back to the present day. I ended things on the spot when she told me, and she said this is why she didn't want me to find out. She knew that if she told me back then that I would have ended things as well, to which I replied, just like cheating was her choice, what happens after with our relationship was not for her to decide. She made her choice, and I deserved to make mine. It wasn't fair for her to allow us to fall in love and develop knowing that she had cheated on me. I asked the other guy for his side of the story privately. He stated that they did sleep together one night after the bar while both drunk. He stated there was nothing after that between them, and they never even spoke about the night ever again. But their group did still hang out together since they were in the same program. I'm unsure if I have just made the best decision or the worst decision of my life by ending our relationship, but I guess time will tell. I told her I see no point in even trying when she begged me to. In my opinion, kissing someone one time is one thing, but sleeping with someone is a whole other thing, especially considering she was already on her second chance. How do I know she isn't hiding other times with other people? I don't believe that I could ever trust her again, so why waste my time? She said she will literally do anything to be with me. We will go to therapy. She stated she would wait for me if I wanted to go and date other women, as she does not believe she will ever love anyone or connect with anyone this much. She basically stated she doesn't care if I want to have a one-sided open relationship and go see if there is someone else out there for me, that she would wait. She doesn't care if I need to sleep around or have other relationships. If there's a chance that I come back to her, it's a chance she's willing to take. She said if that's what it takes along with therapy, then that's what she will do. I find that hard to believe, considering when we were in a relationship, times were tough and I was only away for 6 weeks. She ended up getting with someone else. How does she expect me to believe she can now go years being faithful to someone who she is no longer even dating, who may never come back, who is not even giving her the time of day, who is dating other women? I mean, I have noticed she has changed a lot for the better since 2020. Seems like an eye for an eye to me. Seems like a waste of time, because what kind of relationship would that be after? I feel like the relationship would become super controlling and I would always be watching over her, which is toxic. I feel like we would just both have spite towards each other after everything is said and done. TLDR, my girlfriend of 10 years told me she cheated on me 6 years ago while we were engagement ring shopping. I ended things and she's saying she would do anything for us to get back together. Edit. I appreciate all the comments and advice. We are still living together, just sleeping in separate rooms and keeping our distance. She is taking things a lot harder than I am. I don't know if I could ever be physically attracted to her again, knowing what she has done. I told my family that I ended things. I did not tell them the reason why. My family said we should go to therapy and try to work things out. I wonder how they would feel if they knew the truth. The only people who know the truth are my brother, her best friend, and her sister. My brother said to hash it out if I ever think I could trust her again. She has unfollowed every female and male she went to school with, except a handful of her super close friends on social media. To those who asked, yes, 10 years is a long time, but we started in high school and we both did 6 years of schooling after. She also knew early on I wasn't keen on marriage because I believed it's a waste of money. Your love for someone shouldn't change because of a title. Well, in my opinion, I don't think he made a bad decision. She cheated on him, regardless of when it took place, and he ended it. But he is still living with her. I think that part needs to change. Infidelity is tough, but some people can move past it. Some people can't. When trust is broken, it's almost impossible to repair.